Hi everybody, it's Julis, Kiwi Scrapper from New Zealand. This is a video to show you my entry into Irene, who is seriously scrapping on YouTube. My entry into her challenge. It's a combined challenge, part 1 and part 2. This is my entry into part 1 of this challenge. Which was to make a tag in any style and any colours we wanted to. So without further ado, this is just for you to look at. Isn't it pretty? I bought it today, found it in a second-hand shop for $1. Just love it. Okay, so I decided, I knew Irene's really loves Moulin Rouge. She loves shabby chic as well, but we'd sort of exchanged messages and discussed the things we liked. So I decided to make Irene a tag which was Moulin Rouge flavoured or styled. So I hope she loves it. Because I consider Irene to be a friend, a very lovely friend. I put a lot of effort into this to make it something special for her. So I hope it is. I hope that's how she thinks of it. Okay, so without further ado, to start with, I took cut out a piece of quite thick cardboard out of just a normal cardboard box. I cut it to the size I wanted for the tag. The tag could be any size. So this is smaller than some I've made. That's quite a good size, I think, because it can also be used as a wall hanging if she attaches something to the back, just glues on some ribbon. So I covered the cardboard with some very textured wallpaper, and that's it there. I found a whole roll of this wallpaper in what we call an op shop here in New Zealand. In America it's called Goodwill or thrift shop, and in England it's charity shop. In Australia it's op shop, the same as us. So it's very textured, sort of like reminiscent, or is 1970s, 1980s wallpaper. I didn't want to have it that glaring white for this project, so the first thing I did was I took some of my brand new Tim Holtz distress stains. I've never used these, and I've just been looking for the correct project to use them on, so this was it. So this one is spun sugar, this one is milled lavender, this one is tattered rose, and this is picket fence. So all four of these, I just mottled along, went over the background, over the white, just covered it here, there and everywhere, and you'll see bits of it all over the place there. So I did the whole front like that, was very pleased with the result. Then I started off in this corner down here. The first thing I did was I put this very pretty glitter ribbon. I got this from one of the Etsy shops online just recently. It was a free gift actually with my order. Came in 3 different colours, so it was very pretty. So I ran that diagonally right the way across. That was the first thing. Second thing I did was I added this pretty dusky pink, quite fancy braid. That sort of goes right up there. I just put that across the bottom. Third thing I did was I put this very narrow, pretty gold Chinese braid up here, just down that one side. Later I added it to some other parts, but initially I just put it down that one side. This kind of project tends to, you kind of think, oh, I wish I'd done that, and you then have difficulty popping it in, and that was what that bit there was. It was quite difficult to pop in under the flowers. but I managed it. The next thing I did was I put this bit on here to cover from here right across to, right over to about there, I think. Oh, that's some of it there. It's a very pretty embroidered lace on tulle, pale pink, sort of dusky rose pink tulle. It's got embroidered flowers and very pale, sort of very pale lilac, darker maroon patterning on it. So that was put on there. I then started to build up this corner here. First thing I did was I put this bit of fabric cut off the cuff of an old blouse that I'd found in a second-hand op shop. It's a maroon colour. I put it so that the frill sort of stood up, the pleated bit stood up. That's how I glued it in. And then I sort of put some the stuff here. It's just plain white acrylic paint. Just touched it up along there to give it sort of a more antiquated look. I then started building up the flowers over top. This one's a petaloo organza, sort of hydrangea flower, very pretty. Underneath here there's two organza, very pretty lilac-y pink or rose pink flowers. They came in a metre long trim, and I just cut bits off as I want them. These are Wild Orchid Craft roses, open roses, two chocolates and a sort of a pale pink there. This is Wild Orchid Craft lily of some sort, and this here is an old vintage artificial flower. I just chopped it up and put a pearl, silvery pearl centre into it. This here is a vintage, little vintage cloth flower which I found an old, very hard, horrible straw doll's hat from about the 80s or 90s, and I just peeled off the lilac and pink flowers that had stuck all over it. So that's one of those. Really that finished that corner there. So just come up here. I hope that's catching the light, because my husband is always telling me off for getting it in the shadow, and he's not here today, so I'm doing it on my own for the first time. So there it is. Trying to get it all angles because I don't know where the shadow or the light is. Then I came up to this corner here. First thing I did was I popped in a small, half of a small doily. It was a sort of a square doily made up of round medallions. I cut two of them out. This is the edge of one, and the other one is away over here. So I angled it across that corner, over top of the pink glittered ribbon. Over top of that I put a pink lace, salmon pink lace applique, which has got a sort of a big rose pattern on it, but you can't really see it. But that's just some of it way back under that feather, and there's some of it over here. Then I started doing the flowers. Wild Orchid Craft open rose, that's another open rose. Open rose down here. These two were brighter pink, so I touched them up with the white acrylic paint just to give them a more muted look. There's a mocha open Wild Orchid Craft rose. These three here are vintage cloth flowers that were on some kind of either head comb or attached to a hat. I've had them for many years, so they just fitted in quite nicely. They've got beads attached to them, so that's there in top and bottom. There's a mocha open rose under here to hold up the cameo. This is quite a large cameo it was a corset on a black background, which went very well with the Moulin Rouge French theme. So I didn't like the harshness of the black, so I just painted over that in some of the white acrylic paint again. And here we've got sort of amethyst coloured clear beads, two of the little vintage cloth flowers off the doll hat, one of the Wild Orchid Craft lilies, and this is a little bunch from a Christmas shop that I discovered a few days ago locally. I bought a whole bunch of it very cheaply, and I've just been cutting bits off it, and it's very pretty. That's sort of frosted, and some of them are frosted, some of them are spotted. There's a little pink aluminium rose in there at the bottom somewhere, so that's very pretty. So that finished off that corner as far as the flowers and and everything went. If you can see everything there. Oh, the music. I looked up on the internet yesterday for French sheet music with lyrics and found this. I had to shrink it in order to get small enough in scale to suit the project. So you need a magnifying glass to read the French words, but they are French. I Mod Podged over that. I tea stained it because it was stark white. After I printed it off on photocopying paper, after tea staining it to the desired depth, excuse me, I then Mod Podged over it several times to give it a kind of like a harder feel, and then I arranged it over here using this rose as a support and glued it in place. This is a Prima flower. Yes, that's a Prima with the beautiful little iridescent bead centres, and I wanted to introduce this colour, so I didn't just have all over pinks. I felt it, and this has got tinged with the burgundy, so it's and the burgundy beads, so that tied in very well. Now the centrepiece of this whole tag, because I did it Moulin Rouge theme, the French theme, I found an image on the internet of a Moulin Rouge dancing girl with her legs up in the air doing the can-can. And this was a black and white image. I could have gone for a coloured image, not the same girl, but a coloured image of it, of a can-can dancer. I preferred to do it in the monotone black and white, simply because I wanted to have all the colour around it, and I didn't want to have that competing with all the colours I was putting around it. So I went over her with several layers of Mod Podge, and then I fussy cut. I glued her onto cardstock, and then I fussy cut her. That's the first time I've ever fussy cut, so that was quite good. I was very pleased with how she turned out. I then put some stickles, pink stickles, over different areas of her very pretty layered petticoats and frilled petticoats and skirt. That's her leg kicking up in the air there, her other leg's hidden by the flowers. This is an arm, that's another arm here. This arm here, I attached a feather, lovely downy baby pink feather, to her hand to look as if she was dancing and holding an ostrich plume fan, which many of them did. So, and then I put a little pink bling to hide where the join was, and a pink bling in her hair, so like a headdress. So there she is, doing her high kicks. And really, I'm very pleased that I didn't choose the coloured. I love the way she's turned out. Just, you know, against all the background of surrounded by all the beautiful coloured flowers. Then I came back down to this corner here. This is another petalou flower with that's another petalou one as well, the little hydrangea, the same as this one. Some Wild Orchid Craft flowers there. This is Prima, came out of this collection. And this is Wild Orchid Craft and chocolate. And here's some more of these, the little Christmas spray. So, and that's the aluminium rose there. I didn't put the centre in this one. It came with that pearl centre, and they made not a very good job of putting the glue. There's great big lumps of glue everywhere, but not much I could do about that. Now you'll see that this stick here. This is actually, I work in a hospital, and this is a tongue depressor. We have packets of tongue depressors on our ward, and so I took, I don't know, 2 or 3 of them out of an open packet, never been used, I might hasten to add. I painted them in 2 or 3 coats of acrylic pink lemonade, and it came out this very, very pretty, very pale, soft baby pink. I then got a gold pen and I wrote "Ooh la la," because she is a French dancing girl, and we couldn't have a French dancing Moulin Rouge girl without at least one "Ooh la la" in there somewhere. So there it is, there's "Ooh la la." Okay, we go to the top here. This I think is Prima, came in this collection, same as this. And that's there, that's extending off the corner, which I like to extend my leaves off. That's quite well stuck in there. Wild Orchid Craft Rose. This is this little organza ribbon rose or flower with the little vintage flower on top. This is the middle of a doily, or the bit that connects all the other medallions in a doily. So I cut that out separately and put a little very small Wild Orchid Craft Rose in there. Again, it was a bit bright pink, so I dulled it down with some of the acrylic white paint. And then we had a longer part of the tongue depressor. I have to say, not a very nice thing to be putting on a tag, but it was unused and it just made a perfect thing for this. I knew they'd come in handy. And on this in gold, I did the same with this, like 2 or 3 coats of pink lemonade, or lemonade, yes, pink lemonade acrylic paint, both sides on the edges, and then in gold lettering, in my best handwriting, I wrote Moulin Rouge. So that is there. I hope that can be seen. And sitting on the end of the Moulin Rouge sign is a little pink, little bird with its spread wings. These were acrylic clear birds, clear acrylic. I bought a whole bunch of them from my local craft shop and thought, what on earth am I going to do with these? But I thought, you know, I can't leave them there. I need to have them. And then I thought, well, I'll try and paint them and see if it actually works. So I painted them in the same pink lemonade, and sure enough, it worked very well. So they've had about three layers of pink lemonade, and he's sitting on the Moulin Rouge sign. He's really enjoying himself there. Now, because this is the tag, of course, it's got a hole through it at the top, which is kind of like under there somewhere, but you probably can't see it. And I've threaded very, very pale baby pink organza ribbon through there. That just finishes off the tag. Okay, over on the back of this tag, which is the plain white fabric, I just ran the glitter ribbon around it. This pretty glitter ribbon, just to hide the joins where it was glued, because I lapped it over like a book cover. And this is part of a French letter. Oh, I beg your pardon, not a French letter. A letter written in French. I haven't got the faintest idea what it says. I just ripped it up a bit after printing it off the internet, and tea stained it, and then Mod Podged it several layers, and just stuck that on there. I thought that was kind of like a bit of authentic Frenchness at the back there. That's the hole that the tag's coming through. So my Moulin Rouge tag entry for Irene's challenge. These are just these are just some bits of music I've had printed off, and that's one I've sort of torn up after I've stained it all and I've put some Mod Podge on it. These ones haven't been Mod Podged, but I've just cut them out ready to use, and some bigger ones. So I tend to like doing this kind of thing in my craft work, creating things myself. I'm sure a lot of crafters do that. Anyway, I hope you all like it. Most of all, I hope Heather just loves it, because you know, I really wanted it to be something special for her. And now I've got to start on part 2 of her challenge, so I'm going to do an altered cigar box, if I can find the cigar box in my craft room. Okay, thank you for watching. If you love this, or even like it a little bit, it would be great if you left a challenge. If you haven't subbed to my channel, that would be great too. Okay, and pop over and see Heather's challenge. It's going to be a fun challenge, and there's cash prizes, and very good cash prizes too. And it's a drawing out of a hat, so it's, you know, a beginner can work. I mean, I'm only a beginner. I've only been doing this work for 5 weeks now, so a newbie can go over there and just make up a little tag, and she's going to get the same entry. So it's well worth looking at her Seriously Scrapping channel. Okay, and thanks to Irene that she's given this challenge, and she's given such great prizes for it. Thank you. Bye.